Hello, it's Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, and I'm joined by Reggie Robinson II, the third, the fourth. What is it?
It's the second.
The second. That's good. He is the Cowboys' fourth-round draft pick from Tulsa. He's a cornerback, and he's joining us here for a couple of minutes to talk about the draft process. Appreciate you joining us today on Zoom.
No problem. Good to be here.
All right. Now, let's get to the bottom line here. Did you think that you were going to be a fourth-round pick? Did you think it might be later? Did you think it'd be sooner? What did you think about the whole thing?
All right, so throughout the whole process, I was getting a bunch of fourth-round grades from teams, so that's kind of what I expected. But I also heard maybe one or two say something about being late third round. But I about to say I wasn't too. I about to say that's not a big difference to me. A little late third, early fourth round. So I was like, I just knew I was going to be in that fourth range. So if I was drafted a little bit later, then I would have been like, oh, okay, well, I heard fourth round. I'm like, later. But, yeah, I knew about fourth round was going to be where I was going to be projected.
Now, whenever a player gets drafted by the Cowboys, we ask the customary, what was it like to get a call from Jerry Jones and McCarthy and all those guys, Will McClay? So what was it like when Jerry called you?
Oh, man, I was in shock. I knew immediately who it was. I was about to say, when I heard his voice, I was like, man, this is really happening. I was kind of shaking, the whole experience. I was like, man, this is really happening right now. Everything's going through my mind. I was just nervous. I was like, yes, sir. I don't know if you heard the call, but I was like, yes, sir. I was just nervous. I mean, it was one of those experiences.
And obviously, Jerry's on this $250 million yacht.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Bahamas somewhere, chilling. But, yeah. Now, you are from Cleburne, but I think you were born in Louisiana. Talk about your background and how you got to Texas or your family.
All right. So I was born in Louisiana. We were there for a little bit. I'm about to say it wasn't too long. With my dad's job, we ended up moving to East Texas, and then we finally met for probably not that long, and then we finally met our home in Cleburne, Texas.
Okay. Now, are you guys Saints fans, Buccaneers fans? Are you Cowboys fans? What's the family? What's the family like? Who they like?
That's crazy. All right. So when I was younger, before I had my own little opinions and stuff like that, my dad had us all instilled on being Steelers. So everyone's a Steelers fan. My mom, dad, and sister, they're Steelers fans. I mean, not anymore now, but so that's what it was. They were Steelers fans, and I was a Saints fan because I was from Louisiana. But now everybody in the house is Dallas Cowboys fans. So
really, okay. So when you get the call from Jerry, is your house did it explode with happiness, or was it yes, or was it oh, okay? What was that like?
Man, okay, so at this point, I was so anxious about the draft stuff, so I wasn't even watching the draft. So I was sitting in the living room, just watching TV, trying not to get my mind on it. And my family, they were in the other room watching the draft. And so I see my phone ring and I pick it up. I start walking towards them. They're like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "It's the Cowboys." And then I'm listening. And stuff like that. And then they started screaming. I'm like, oh my God. So I had to walk out the room because I'm still on the phone with him. They're like, "Woo!" I'm like, oh, stop. I'm trying to listen to this. This is very important. So yeah, they were screaming before I could even hang up the phone.
That's cool. How would you describe, now this is a different draft process because there were no pro days. There was no go to the team facility and talk to all the coaches and the personnel people. So what was this like for you? Because this is a new thing for everybody, I think you went to the combine, right?
Yep.
And so after that, what did you do after that?
I came home. I came back to Cleburne, Texas. I just worked out and just try to stay mentally sharp. Actually, we ended up being one of the last people to have our pro days. So I had that. So I had that. I talked to my position coach back at Tulsa. I asked him about our coverages, to keep me up on some of our stuff and stuff like that. And then I came back here and it was kind of the waiting game was I couldn't visit nowhere. So I was just taking calls, doing Zoom meetings like this, WebEx, still talking to position coaches and stuff like that. So it was just basically, I feel like it was there's a bunch of phone calls throughout this whole time in between.
Now, how many Zoom calls did you have with teams?
So I probably had 3 Zoom calls, and then the rest were FaceTime things where they just wanted to talk to me and get to know me a little bit better.
Okay. Now, when you have a job interview, you got to have shirt and tie and all that. So what's a football interview like? Did you have that on, that Michael Johnson performance.
Oh my God.
What did you do? You have a collared shirt? What did you do?
Man, it was like, cause like some of them were like kind of like out of the blue, and then some of them were kind of just like they'll tell me like, all right, can you do this, and it'll be like an hour later. So like, it's literally just like whatever I'm wearing at the moment. I didn't know if it was like somewhere I had to dress up for, but I mean, I was usually probably in like either this or one of my old Tulsa shirts like that. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
I try to like just keep it like, at least it looks like presentable and clean. I didn't want it to look all bad, so I was like, okay.
Right. It is football, but it is kind of like they say this is the quote-unquote biggest interview of your life because you want to be impressive so you can continue what you're doing right now. So was that nerve-wracking? Like, did you really realize I might be a pro here because NFL teams are interested in me?
I would say, it was definitely nerve-wracking because, like you said, like this is like an interview, like, and it has to be good with every single team because you don't know who's going to pick you up. So, like, you have to be on your best, like, behavior. I'm about to say, you got to talk to everybody respectfully, which you're supposed to do all the time. But this is, like, really extremely important because these coaches really, like, have a big input on, hey, should we bring this guy in or not? So, it was pretty nerve-wracking. I made sure, like, I came into a setting like this, made sure, like, it was kind of quiet. I had my own little space and I had free talk. So, yeah.
That's good. Now, I'm going to ask you about your last year at Tulsa. You just exploded. And then in the previous year, I think you had some health issues. You broke your arm, had some hamstring. So how hard was that just to say, man, I need to have a good year my last year here?
Man, the thing about that is like I was like getting myself together mentally, like mature. I was maturing like over my course of my years going through there because I had moved to cornerback, like arriving to Tulsa. I was a safety in high school. Right. So I was doing all that stuff. I was learning position, all that stuff. And then my junior year, I came in with the mindset that like, this is my year. I need to like go out there and dominate. Like I need to take to a whole nother level. And then I break my arm the first practice of fall camp.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, that derailed that. I mean, like I came back and I played, but I was basically playing hurt all year. And then I ended up pulling my hamstring later towards the year. So it just seemed like I couldn't get back right. Yeah. So this year didn't have the broken arm. And I just felt like the broken arm, I didn't have that. I made sure I was healthy as possible. Really tried to take care of myself, and I played some of my best games. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 picks. I think you had 17 pass breakups. From what I've been reading, they say you love to do the man press, which is what the Cowboys, I think, are going to have this year. What's the key to being a press corner?
You got to have confidence. I'm about to say, when you get up there, you got to know that you're the best guy. You can't accept. There has to be like no doubt in your mind that you're going to win at the line when it comes to them.
Okay, because that's the key. Because they say you're this tall corner, taller, and so you're matching up with them. When you were in Tulsa, did you see a lot of taller receivers? Did you think about, you know what, I'm handling these guys because if I get to the next level, this is what I'm going to be facing?
Actually, like there's a couple tall tall receivers, but yeah, I would say, but me being 6'1", I'm about to say they're not very much taller than me, or like they're the same size. So I'm like I've seen too many people who are like a lot taller than me, but yeah, I'm about to say I definitely treat them like I gotta get physical with them. Like I gotta put my hands on them early.
One of the main things that people point to when it comes to you was block 2 field goals and you block 2 point after attempts. Like when you think about those types of things, is that like, oh, this is a special teams guy? Even though you're more than that, you're a corner, obviously. Yeah. So tell me about the special teams aspect of your game, especially blocking kicks. That's going to be hard because you're coming off the edge quickly to get to somebody.
Yeah. All right, so when it comes to that, like I like to put that on my coach too, my position coach. Like he really like instilled it upon me and like the rest of our group. Coach Aaron Fletcher, he wanted to make sure that like we took every phase of the game was important. So like when you start out there, like special teams is how you get on the field. Even if you're a corner, like that's the first thing you're gonna do. But when it comes to that, like field goals and stuff like that, that's like one of the first things to do at practice. So he's like, all right, start the day off trying to block a kick. If you get the kick, then yeah. So basically everybody who lines up, like we have like we go on the side of the block kick until they switch it to the other side or like they move it back. Right. So you have like probably like 3 opportunities to try to get that kick. And obviously the guys who are out there on the kick team, they're not trying to let us. So we just really have to just keep trying. So it builds that because no one's used to that from the other teams. Like they're not really about to go off because everybody thinks that's like a break play, but Yep. Yep.
Now, since you've been drafted, have you looked at the roster? Do you look at, oh, these are the guys, like I'm going to be playing with Cheeto. I'm going to play with Ha Clinton Dix. Have you looked at the roster yet to see some of the guys you're going to be with? And hold up, you got a second-round pick, Teron Diggs, who got drafted from Alabama. So have you looked at the roster and the depth chart a little bit?
Yeah, I looked at the corner depth chart. I see like a couple of those guys, but I mean, there's a possibility I might be playing safety too, so I might have to like go back and look at that too. So, but yeah, I definitely look at that. But I say I know I'm just gonna, but I'm not really taking too much interest in that because I know I'm coming to compete regardless. So,
why do you think they moved you from safety to corner? You think?
That's easy. That's easy. All right, so like I said, my position coach Aaron Fletcher, he liked big corners. That's all he wanted to recruit. He said he wanted corners 6 foot and above. Because he knew that's what people wanted nowadays in NFL. So he wanted the same thing. So I'm 6 foot plus. He was like, you know what? I'm going to take you from safety corner. And that's how I started.
Now, did he have you when you got to Tulsa, were you more of a free safety or were you a mixture? Because sometimes these safety positions can be interchangeable at times. So were you mainly a free safety or were you a strong safety?
I didn't even get an opportunity. It was straight. Like right when I got on campus, it was corner.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know until I hit campus either. I was like, I'm about to go in there playing safety. Then I get here, he's like, no, you're gonna be a corner. I was like, all right, it is what it is. I'm about to, you gotta accept change.
Okay. I asked you this on the conference call. You're definitely your left ear, I think, and very few teams cared about maybe one team. Is that a good thing? Because like people would say this is a handicap, but to NFL teams it didn't really mean anything because they looked at you as a ball player. You know.
So yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. No.
I was about to say, yeah, so with that, like, it rarely affects me. So I don't think it, like, on the field, like, you can't really tell the difference. If I didn't tell anybody, no one would know if I was. So I don't think it's really a big deal.
Right. I think that's a good thing because we always talk about – because you know how teams overanalyze everything. This is one thing they go, it's no big deal because this kid can play. And that's why I think it's so cool about it because no one – I mean, it is something that's interesting, but it's not like – the end all be all. If that makes sense, you know.
That's right.
I think it's cool. Yeah. Now your dad played at Grambling with Eddie Robinson. You obviously, I'm assuming you were a little kid back then.
Yeah.
Does he ever talk about those times when he played in Grambling and in the old SWAC conference and all that?
He talked to me a little bit about it. I'm about to say these are like some old stories. I'm about to say he usually like talking about how Coach Eddie Robinson was. He had like a couple stories about him, which I can't remember at the point in time, but he was talking about how he was like a good dude, but he was kind of hard. So I'll say those are the things I can remember right off the top of my head.
I'm gonna let you go with this. Do you feel like you're a pro now, or do you need to get to training camp to really for it to hit you yet? Has it hit you yet?
All right. So with that, I keep getting this question like how do you feel about this? My thing is I'm not gonna feel like a pro until I make the team. I'm gonna be out there. I know I'm still gonna have to compete to earn my spot. So until I make that 53 or I think they bumped it up to 55-man roster, I'm not gonna feel like it yet.
All right, cool. Well, Mr. Robinson, I appreciate the time, man.
No problem.
And whenever we get the world back in order, maybe I'll see you at minicamp or
I'll see you.
Training camp or something.
I'm hoping it's sometime soon.
Yeah. Have you been to the Star at all?
So when I was training at MJP, we went up to their training facility and we did some combine stuff there to get ready. So I was up there like once, but yeah.
All right. And what about AT&T Stadium with the Cowboys?
I actually went. See, this is weird because earlier this year, like my friend, like he invited me to a Cowboys game. So I mean, I guess it does some foreshadowing type stuff. So it happened. So
did they win? You remember?
Oh, I think they did, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. See, there you go. You bring some good karma to the team. Reggie, I appreciate the time, man. Good luck to you. We'll see you down the line. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.